What is good, Ninja? OG over here from Player Essence, and welcome to another Nintendo Switch and gaming news video. Today we've got some awesome information for you guys, in addition to a juicy rumor when it comes to Crash Bandicoot, the N.Sane Trilogy, plus more new Crash Bandicoot games as well. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So this rumor is coming from a merch licensing company that's stating that Activision has a quote 5-year plan for Crash Bandicoot games. Now, of course, take this with a grain of salt until we get some confirmation from Activision, but I wouldn't doubt in terms of some of the stuff that he's saying here, especially based off of the success of the Crash Bandicoot N.Sane Trilogy on the PlayStation 4. That game did really well for Activision, so I wouldn't doubt that there's going to be some expanding plans, but let's go ahead and get into what he has to say here. So Max Argyle, the licensing manager of a GBI, a licensed merchandising company in Europe, goes on record in the new quote licensing source book Europe from DHX Brands and claims the following. 1. Activision will release the N.Sane Trilogy on the Nintendo Switch and PC in 2018. 2. There's a new Crash Bandicoot game coming in 2019, so next year. And 3. Activision has plans for Crash titles through 2022. So if you want the source, of course, link in the description below to get his exact words. That was just the information kind of put out in a bullet point view. Shout outs to Reset Era also for the link and everything. So one thing that I want to say with this, guys, is that I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, the Crash Bandicoot N.Sane Trilogy sold millions on the PlayStation 4, and that's the PS4 with the mascot game. Imagine the type of numbers that it can do on the Nintendo Switch in terms of that style of game, 3D platformer, tough as nails. Look at the games that have been selling on the Nintendo Switch when it comes to platformers that are hard. For example, like Super Meat Boy, Celeste has been up there. There's been a number of games that have that old school spirit in them that have done very well on the Nintendo Switch. And if Crash Bandicoot was to come over, I think that's one of the games that could blow up in terms of course, eShop sales, but also be a million seller plus on the Nintendo Switch. Heck, we're hearing about Puyo Puyo Tetris being a million seller on the Nintendo Switch. Imagine if a game as good as Crash Bandicoot N.Sane Trilogy with all of those games, all of that content comes over to the Nintendo Switch. That would be a win-win for Activision in addition to Nintendo, and I'm hoping this does happen. But once again, it is a rumor at this point, but this isn't the first time that we've heard this rumor. We've heard that Crash Bandicoot N.Sane Trilogy was going to come to other systems, potentially the Switch last year as well. So I would not doubt it coming over, but once again, it is a rumor, so you have to take it with a grain of salt till we get some official confirmation with all the different third-party titles that are going to be coming to Nintendo Switch, some that I know about that I can't talk about, and of course ones that have already been announced. This one just seems to me like it's going to happen. You know, it just seems to me like it's going to happen. But once again, I like to say this, and I always try to say this multiple times, please do not take it as it's confirmed or fact or anything like that. It's a rumor at this point, but it's something that I don't think that would be too far-fetched. None of the information here is crazy or anything like that. Crash Bandicoot N.Sane Trilogy did gangbusters on the PlayStation 4 last year. It sold millions, and Activision was probably surprised when it comes to how many people actually wanted to play that style of game, the old school Crash. So I can see them making another Crash game in 2019 based on all the sales that they've gotten on the Crash Bandicoot game on the PS4, in addition to potentially having, once again rumor, but potentially having Crash Bandicoot on the PC and also on the Nintendo Switch. And heck, the PC version will probably do really well too. So what do you guys think about Crash Bandicoot N.Sane Trilogy possibly coming over to Nintendo Switch in addition to PC, plus a new Crash Bandicoot game in 2019? Which platforms wasn't listed or anything like that for the Crash Bandicoot game in 2019. It just says Crash Bandicoot game in 2019 and a whole 5-year plan for this Crash Bandicoot franchise. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving into the next article here, Kirby Star Allies has amiibo support. So we finally got that nice confirmation, because really Nintendo hadn't said anything up to this point. A lot of people assumed or guessed that it would come over in terms of amiibo support. I don't really see any first-party game coming from Nintendo that doesn't have amiibo support going forward, but yeah, we do have a confirmation of that. So let's go and get into this article here. Shout out to Nintendo everything for it. So Kirby Star Allies will have some sort of amiibo support. We just don't know about the specifics of the functionality at the moment. Now, a number of outlets were recently able to go hands-on with Kirby Star Allies, including Game Explain. Shout outs to Game Explain, Andre Seekers, and all of them over there. Footage was provided by the YouTube channel, and of course you guys can check all of that out in the link below. And as you can see right here on this this screen. It says continue game, exit stage, and amiibo. So amiibo support will be in there. It's just a matter of what they do. And I think that with this game, with all the different powers that you have and the different Kirby amiibos and things like that, I think it's going to be pretty easy. Like even like if you scan like a Super Smash Bros. Mario amiibo, maybe you get a Star Ally that has fire or something like that. Or maybe if you have a Kirby amiibo, you can get a new Star Ally or something like that. Or get an exclusive costume for one of your Kirbys or something like that. I'm not really sure what they can do, but I think that with the type of game that this is, with all the different types of weapons that you can get and powers and abilities, I think it's going to be easy to integrate the amiibo support. And I don't think it's going to be anything too outlandish. I think it's going to be something in the lines of you get like this ally whenever you scan this amiibo once a day or something like that. There's like ice powers. There's so many cool things in this game that's got me super interested in Kirby for the first time in like a while, man. I think it's been like a decade the last time that I really wanted to play a Kirby game, because I'm kind of stuck in this limbo with Kirby. It's like, okay, the 3DS games were cool, but it was just 3DS. Kirby to me play on the TV as well, so it's not like I wanted to buy a Kirby game on the 3DS, but I wanted to play on the TV too, because I remember playing Kirby games back in the day on the Super Nintendo. So the Switch once again pulls through when it comes to the hybrid nature of it, because I get my 3DS Kirby and I also get my Wii Kirby, that Kirby game that was on there that had 4 players, or I get my old school Kirby on the TV. You get both of them with the Nintendo Switch. So I'm happy about this, and I'm definitely going to be picking up this game, playing it a lot with my daughter. So what do you guys think about Kirby Star Allies having amiibo support? Are you interested or excited about this game based on the new footage that's been shown off? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving into the final article here, Fee or Fei, I'm not exactly sure how you say it, F-E, will cost around $20 and is estimated to take around 7 to 8 hours to complete. Now that we have a release date for Fei on the Nintendo Switch, and it's also coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC, this is a new game from the Stick It to the Man developers and Flipping Death developers Zoink, and they also announced that they're going to be joining forces with Image and Form to form a whole new super kind of independent developer team, and they have like a label that's above them. This game will be coming to Nintendo Switch and the other systems on February 16th. It's going to be costing $19.99, which is not a bad price, and the developer had some more to say about the game. So let's go ahead and get into what he had to say. Quote, "It's hard to say since we want players to take their time and explore the environment, but if you were to set on just completing the main quest, I would think perhaps 7 to 8 hours. Then you are free to roam around and find all the secrets. That really depends on the player and how much time that takes. It's hard to say really. I'm thinking of the world of Fei as big enough to get lost in, but small enough to get to know it all." So basically what he's trying to say here, I think I get what he's trying to say at the end there. He's trying to say that while it's going to be like a big world, there's going to be things for you to explore in terms of the relative size of the game. At the same time, it's not going to take you like forever. It's not going to be like one of the biggest games out there in terms of everything. You're not going to find so many different secrets and everything hidden in a huge map like Xenoblade Chronicles X or something like that. In terms of that, it's a good size, yet there's a lot of areas to go, and there's a lot of time that you can spend doing those things, but at the same time you can kind of go through and you can play through the game as far as the main quest. And for 20 bucks, as far as the independent title, 7 to 8 hours of gameplay just going through, and then if secrets could get you up to maybe what, 15 hours or something like that, I think that's pretty good. I know SteamWorld Dig is around that same time length. If you just went straight through, you might be able to beat it in 6 hours or so, maybe even less if you're just kind of going through and not upgrading. If you take a little bit more time, you kind of dig through, find secrets, do all that stuff, it's gonna take you around 15 hours or so. I know I spent more than 15 hours in SteamWorld Dig 2. So good price and good length for Fei on the Nintendo Switch. And I know a lot of you guys are excited about this game, but a little worried about EA when it comes to the publishing. And I will say this because I've had a number of people ask me, hey, should we not buy this game and all that? And I don't think you should punish Zoink for EA. And I think that's the biggest thing here. Like, why should we take away from what Zoink is doing because they found a suitable partner, which was EA, and it seems like they're treating them right with this game. So I personally don't feel that people should boycott it or should take away from this game, because I want Zoink to do well. I think that they deserve it, but at the same time, you know, it's EA. So of course you guys can make your own decisions. I'm not telling you to buy a game or not based on whatever it is. Everyone can make their own decisions on what they want to play, what they want to spend their money on. But I did say that I will cover the game. I usually don't cover EA games too much on top of things, but I will cover the game, and of course, if it's good, if I get a review code, I'll maybe check it out. So what do you guys think about Faye on the Nintendo Switch? Do you think it's going to be a quality title? How do you feel about the price in addition to the type of content that's going to be in there in terms of hours wise? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps to spread the content of Player Essence across the webs in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon and YouTube live gaming page. Consider supporting Player Essence. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, rewards, and emotes via YouTube sponsorship. So check out the link in the description below. Consider supporting Player Essence right here on YouTube. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to Player Essence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you for the next video. Peace.